Tom Boarding along with Mike Larson back with you from Civic Field Stadium in Bellingham. We're just about ready for the opening kick between the Lutes and the Vikings of Western Washington. The Lutes will be kicking off. Brent Anderson has it teed off just down to our left at his own 35-yard line. Once again, the Lutes are in their traveling white jerseys, kicking deep to Western. Glover back deep, and the ball taken off the shoe tops at about the 10-yard line. Straight up the middle of the field, runs into the pile across the 25 up to the 27-yard line. Eastern Washington University. He'll send receivers left and right of the formation. To the near side is Ken Corbin. Lone setback behind Sayre in the backfield is Steve Brummel. He'll drop straight back. Gets a rush. Little screen pass out to the flat in the right. Heading straight upfield across the 30 to the 31-yard line. It looks like Brummel will replace him in the lineup for the Vikings here on second down and approximately 9. Jeff Starr, the receiver, is left of the formation. The wide side of the field. Sayre fakes to the back. Slanting pattern, has his receiver Starr. It's off of his chest. Incomplete.
And Hilliker both were bearing down. You wonder if Starr heard footsteps that time.
So here it is, third down. This time, Eric Meek back in the lineup will be as a slot. Left of the formation, flanked by Starr on the wide side of the field. Sayre will drop straight back, and he's hit, lost the ball. It's loose on the ground, dropped on by Western back at the 28-yard line series. And that will bring in Dan Clemenson. Clemenson averaging just about 40 yards a punt. He is out of Curtis High School by way of Washington State University. He's back at his own 15-yard line, down to our right. Barnett ready to receive the kick. It's a high drive, floating up there. Good hang time as it's taken down at the 25 and almost dropped and then driven down hard into the turf. Avila, the 6'1", 190-pound freshman out of Snohomish, was downfield by sophomore quarterback Mark Weekly.
Great punt that time, about 45 yards, and great hang time to enable Avila to get down for the coverage.
Lutz come out quickly with trips to the wide side, the right side of the field on the roll. Weekly throws it a little bit behind in the backfield behind Weekly. Burton and Ingman are the ends. The line, we'll take that look at that here momentarily, as Burton now in the lineup will flank the formation to the right side. Weekly will drop back. Has time over the middle, has a receiver, and this time he led Barnett a little.
Got to wonder what maybe he's going on.
Huddled along the sidelines just down below us. We should add that there is a very strong contingent of Lute fans across the way from us as well that have made the trip up north. Here's third down and 10 for the Lutes. Weekly in the shotgun formation has plenty of time. He lets this one sail over the middle, and Burton had it, was hit, and he almost pass, although the third down play was on 3rd and 10, you almost necessarily have to go to the pass. We are ready. We're back to action. Mark Weekly will take the snap, and he gets off a high floater. This one will bounce and get a PLU bounce. It's still bouncing inside the 35-yard line, and finally picked up and drive offensively for Western. Will start basically where their first one ended, near their own.
Got about 15 more yards on the hop.
It's one way you can keep the ball away from the best return specialist in the conference is by bouncing it away from him. Here it is, 1st and 10. Western with the ball at their own 31. Single setback deep behind the quarterback, Sayre. Sayre on the deep handoff. Give it to Brummel. Tries the left side, and he is smashed at the line of scrimmage and driven down. To win on the tackle for the Lutes. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11. They actually give him a loss of 1 on the play. 2 receivers to the left of the formation. Meek inside a slot of Starr. Again, the lone setback handoff. They'll try the right side, and they'll get about the same results as Peter Folta slants. Rob Smith is the head coach for the Vikings. And the same formation. 2 receivers to the wide side, the left side of the field. Meek inside a slot of Starr. Lone setback, Brummel behind the quarterback. Long count. Sayre will drop straight back. Pressure up the middle. He escapes one defender. Chase to the sideline. Throws it with the defender on him, and it's intercepted.
Of Sayre and was actually pulling him to the ground as he released the ball for the pass, and probably fortunate that it wasn't picked off. So great pursuit by Robinson and good defense by PLU secondary.
A year ago in the NFL, that would have been ruled in the grass. No such rule in college football. Pressure on the punt. They come up the middle. Another nice hanging punt by Clemenson, and the fair catch called for, who started his college career at Washington State University. But the Lutes were actually more of a deflection. But one of the more picturesque type of blocks you'll ever see as he dove over the top of one defender to get to the football. Here we are, 1st and 10, 2 setbacks behind the quarterback Weekly. He'll drop straight back, pressure from the backside, gets the pass off, throws it behind the intended receiver Richardson.
Thrown too early or too late or behind or in front of the receiver, and they're just not in sync yet.
Chris Witherspoon had the coverage for Western, the sophomore out of Eagle River, Alaska. 2nd down and 10, the Lutes so far offensively. 4 incomplete passes as a flag flies. Weekly will throw to the sideline, has Burton across the 35, and he is driven hard into the turf. What was at the 25-yard line. Barnett comes out of the Lute huddle and will line up wide, right of the formation. Back split behind the quarterback Weekly on the roll, has some room in front of him. He turns the corner across the 30, grab from behind. I think we're going to get a face mask as a flag down and 19 for Pacific Lutheran. We are early on here in the first quarter. Neither team able to get any offensive production started here. We have 11:20 and counting left in the first quarter. The Lutes in a hole here. Lone setback behind the quarterback Weekly. He'll drop straight back, looks over the middle, has a receiver Richardson who pulls it out of the sky and then busts his way up. Richardson had to reach up and pull that one down.
Richardson comes into this game leading the Lutes in receiving, 10 catches for 133 yards, obviously about a 13-yard average, and he got about 10 that time, so it's 3rd and 4.
So here's a big play for the Lutes with 10.5 to go in the first quarter. Again, Weekly will work out of the shotgun as he sends Barnett in motion through the formation to the far side of the field. He's going to keep it himself, heads up the middle, runs into the back of his own lineman, and down he 4th down and 4 for Pacific Lutheran. Weekly will drop back into punting formation. Meanwhile, Meek and Glover are back at their own 30 down to our right, awaiting the punt. Here's the snap, the punt is away, a nice high hanging boomer, and the fair catch called for by Meek at his own 29. And unintended activity down there as he flew into the ball carrier Meek after he called for the fair catch, but no flag on the play. Decent field position. They'll have the ball at their own 29-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10. Ken Corbin comes to the near side of the formation. Lone setback once again, man in the slot. Now Brummel out of the backfield in motion to the far side of the field. 1-step drop and a ball batted down by the Lutes.
If you can get to the quarterback and tackle him, do that, but if you can't get those hands up, and that's what Peter did that time, knocked it down and prevented a complete pass.
So here it is, 2nd down and 10 with 2 receivers left of the formation, the wide side of the field. Sayre will drop straight back, getting some pressure. Has time, throws over the middle, has a receiver complete across the 50.
That play, and Loy had decent coverage, but just couldn't quite get the hand in front to prevent the catch. Nice reception by Starr.
The first down of the ball game comes at the 9:29 mark of the first quarter. The ball inside Lute territory at the PLU 48-yard line, 1st and 10 for Western. Lone setback again. Brummel will get the handoff, tries the left side, tries to get to the corner, driven down from behind by John.
Laterally shifting to make the play and prevent a big play.
See Greg Goodman in the ball game now for Pacific Lutheran, not listed as a starter, but recovering from a hamstring of a couple of weeks ago. He will probably see quite a bit of playing time. We'll also see some of Darren Hilliker as well. Hilliker returned an interception last week against Whitworth, 38 yards for the opening score. A little mix-up in the backfield. Here's the throw. Deep downfield, has a receiver streaking toward the end zone. He threw it over the wrong shoulder.
A little farther, I think it would have gone for a long play for the Vikings.
Sayre shows his strong arm. He, along with the Weekly for PLU, average in complete offense, total offense during a ball game, about 190 yards. Man in motion out of the backfield. Brummel to the near side. Quick toss over the middle. In and out of the hands of the...
So it's 4th, and it looks like the Vikings are going to have to punt the ball.
So after that big pass play got them into Lute territory, they end up having to punt the ball away once again. Clemenson will do the honors. He's dropped back to his own 43-yard line. Barnett awaiting the punt down at his own 10. Here's the snap. A short kick off the side of his foot. Let's see what kind of bounce he gets. It's a Lute bounce. It'll just deaden itself right at the 25-yard line.
The Vikings, and certainly that's not what they wanted. They had a chance to really pin the Lutes deep in the
locations to serve you and growing. Puget Sound Bank, Century 2, Lute football sponsors. 1st and 10 for the Lutes. Ball hash mark left as they move. Left to right, Weekly with 2 setbacks behind him. Receivers left and right of the formation. Handoff, second man through. Barber over the left side, gets bounced back as he got
them out to finish the job, and they ended up actually, well, about half a yard gain. So great job defensively for the Vikings.
7:48 mark of the first quarter. 2nd down and make it 10 for PLU. Richardson in motion through the formation to the near side. Weekly will drop straight back. Has time, throws, loops one across. Has it intended receiver is turned around on the play.
Turned his whole body around to try and make the catch. The ball just wasn't catchable. So forces a third down situation for PLU.
PLU had the right matchup. They had Barnett on the linebacker, and he had a step on the defender. Trips to the wide side, the right side of the field. Now Barnett in motion towards the formation. Out of the shotgun, Weekly throws across the middle. Weekly is again too high as it's in and out. Too high.
1 for 7 is certainly not a typical start for Mark Weekly, and hopefully he can turn things around as this game progresses.
So here we are in 4th and 9. Lone return man back is Glover. Another nice high kick by Weekly. Gets it back to the 30-yard line, and Glover trying to elude the defense. The ball effectively, get the ball down at the 33-yard line of Western Washington. Still no offense.
43-yard punt that time by Weekly. I think he's had 3 punts over 40 yards, so certainly kicking the ball very well tonight.
Meek in a slot of Corbin to the wide side of the field, the left side. Lone setback Brummel behind the quarterback. Long count, Sayre. Hands off in the backfield. Brummel tries the left side, and he's piled up as he gets close to the pounder. Part of a very impressive linebacking core for the Lutes. It'll be 2nd down and 8. They give him a gain of a short 2. This time Glover in the slot. Here's a quick pass hitter over the middle. This time Starr gets the catch and then banged and surrounded and horse tied up. Still managed to get a couple of extra yards and brings it into Lute territory at the 48-yard line. The offensive line led by Jim Coombs, a junior out of Spanaway Lake High School down in Spanaway. Here's the snap. Sayre drops back, looking down the far sideline for his receiver. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Headline, and Page replaces him in the lineup for Western. Take a look at the Western offensive line. The tackles are Harleman and Maher, and the guards Fisher and McAtee. And we mentioned Jim Combs, the center. Screen pass to the right side is complete down the middle of the field, across the 35, down to the 30-yard from there.
Well, that play looked a lot like a typical PLU play, kind of a delayed screen, and had Rusty Frisch not made the tackle, Brummel might have gone all the way.
5:40 left here in the first quarter. 1st and 10, ball at the 31 of the Lutes for Western. Sayre drops back, gets pressure, throws, has a receiver, touchdown! Jeff Starr once again.
Untouched from about the 2-yard line on. Nice 31-yard touchdown reception by Starr.
So Clemenson is in the ball game now to attempt the extra point. The ball spotted at the 20-yard line. The ball is down, the kick is on its way, and the kick is good. It is Western Washington University 6, Pacific Lutheran nothing. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. 12-yard line, one of the leaders in kick returns in the Columbia Football Association. A long, high kick, plenty of hang time. Hudson will get it at his own 4, drop the ball, has to pick it up, drops it again, picks it up again, tries to get out of the hole, and he can't do it. He's down at the 5-yard line.
Pay dirt.
1st and 10, ball hash marked left. Weekly breaks from the huddle, brings the team up to the line of scrimmage. Burton will line up as a receiver, wide right. Weekly will roll to the right, looking downfield, has blockers in front of him. Now he's going to tuck it under and run. He's got some room in front of him. He breaks back to the far sideline, across the 20, still on his feet to the 23-yard line.
Back. He rolled right, saw nothing was there, took the ball himself and went 18 yards, showing a lot of speed and certainly giving the Lutes some breathing room.
Barber and Barnett behind the quarterback. Weekly. Richardson to the near side of the field. Flanker to the left side. Weekly drop back, counter play off left side, gets a couple maybe.
Linebackers on the tackle that time, and nice job wrapping up Barnett and preventing a big play.
2nd down, 9 for Pacific Lutheran. Weekly with 2-back split behind him. Receiver to the left side, he'll pitch out wide to the right side. Barnett looking to get to the corner, and diving ahead is
the outside running game, which of course is so important to PLU.
We saw a punt returner for Western early in the ball game slip trying to elude a tackler and get to the corner, and he fell down on the turf. So here we are, big play, 3rd down and 8 make it for Pacific Lutheran. Weekly will drop back, fake pump, gets hit in the backfield, holds on to it, throws over the intended receiver, Ingman up at the...
He did a good job passing that ball and preventing a big sack by the Vikings.
So 4th down, Weekly will drop back to punt the ball away. Meek and Glover are back at their own 45. This one is off the side of the foot and out of bounds Sayer, the quarterback, because he was 2 yards back from the sideline when Sayer put his hands on the football, but PLU will take it. The one pass just moments ago has given them the lead. Corbin will come to the short side of the field. Starr to the wide side, the right side. Lone setback Brummel once again. Actually a new man in the backfield as Sayer fakes and now rolls to his right. Has some room in front of him. He's going to tuck under. He's across the 40. He's across the 35 into the loop.
Got about seven yards into the run and picked up another 8 for a 13-yard carry.
1st and 10. Ball hash mark right side. Again, Western moving right to left. Starr lines up wide of the formation to the wide side of the field, the left side. Lone setback again. And they pitch it, and they try to get to the corner, and they do. Under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 2 receivers to the wide side, the left side of the field. Meek in a slot, flanked by Starr. Lone setback continues to be Wagner, replacing Brummel. Sayer, long count, short drop, throws over the middle. Another deflected pass by the Lutes. So here comes a big play early on for the PLU defense. Meek and Starr again to the wide side of the field, the left side, with the slot man Meek out of the backfield. Wagner in motion to the near side. Sayer drop, short drop over the middle, has a receiver, Meek, and he's hogtied by Fritsch as he fired it over the middle to Meeks. Meek, a 5'9", 160-pound redshirt freshman out of Bellevue, gets the first down for the Vikings at the Luke 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Lone setback Wagner. Sayer will roll left, throws into the end zone, and tipped and almost intercepted before the end of the first period. It is a 2nd down and 10 following the incomplete pass into the end zone by Sayer. Again, he will line up Starr wide of the formation to the left side. Corbin to the right side. Lone setback is Wagner. Sayer will roll on a reverse to Starr. Almost knocked down on the backfield by Fagan. He has some room as he tries to get to the corner. He gets across the 15-yard line.
If Fagan had not bit, I guess, and stayed more on his side, it certainly would have prevented possibly the 6-yard gain that the Vikings got.
So here we are with 3rd down and 4, a minute 44 to go. First quarter, the Lutes trail, and Western is knocking on the door once again. Wagner out of the backfield in motion to the far side of the field. Sayer with a long count. Short drop, throws into the end zone, and it's caught down at the 2-yard mark. Meek will now come out of the ball game, replaced by Maurice Page.
8th play of this drive for the Vikings, and certainly PLU's defense, which has come up with the big plays in the first 3 weeks, needs one right now.
1st and goal from the 5. Sayer with a lone setback. Wagner deep in the backfield behind him. Receivers left and right. Sayer will keep it himself. Tries the right side. Slants over to the 3-yard.
Here to prevent the Vikings from scoring 6 points. Certainly on the 3-yard line, you would expect that they might get at least 3 out of this, but they need a fumble. They need an interception, some sort of turnover right now.
For the first time, they go with 2 setbacks in the backfield behind the quarterback, and he'll go it right up the middle. And by 7 and knocking on the door. A big 3rd down play coming up when we return, but that's the end of the first quarter with our score, Western 7, PLU nothing. Well, both teams have made the long walk from one end of the field to the other. It is 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line for Western, leading by 7. Big play coming up here for the Lute defense. Sayer will drop, throw into the flat, touchdown! Stop. And Western now leading by a score of 13-0 here early in the second quarter, and Clemenson is in to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Sayer, the snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. PLU nothing, back in 30 seconds. Will do the honors. Volkman puts the leg into it. Big booming kick. Hudson, let's see how he handles this one. Makes the catch at the 6. Heads up the middle of the field. Tries to the outside. Has some room in front of him. Across the 20. The 30. He's got plenty of room to the 40. The 50. Still on his feet inside Western territory down to the 40-yard line. Well, what a way to...
On the Western 40-yard line.
Hudson came into the ball game averaging about 24 on kick returns. That will certainly not hurt it. So the Lutes have the best field position of the night for the offense. 1st and 10 from the Western 45. Weekly on the roll to the right side. Fakes the pitch back. The defender buys it, and he dives forward to the 35. Get back into the Western huddle. 2nd down and 5 after that 5-yard pickup by Weekly. He'll send Richardson to the wide side, the right side of the field as they move right to left. Weekly drops. Quick pitch into the outside, the flat, gets it to Barnett. Barnett upfield, but gets including their Parkland location at Pacific and Garfield near the PLU campus. A big play for the Lute offense here early in the second quarter, trailing by 14. They have it 3rd down and 5 at the 35-yard line. Weekly will drop straight back, looks over the middle. He has a receiver complete down the far sideline. Finally dragged out of bounds up near the 22. Western lead here in the second quarter. They have fallen behind 14-0. This is the most, of course, that the Lutes have trailed by in any game. They have not trailed much at all this season, with the exception of the first game when they trailed in the early going to Linfield. Came back to win that game, 9-8. Weekly, short drop. He'll keep it, tries to elude the defender in the backfield, but he won't do it. Down he goes.
Those rushers, but that time Birdsell just got a hold of his leg and wouldn't let him go. Got the sack for a loss of about 7 yards.
Let's see whether or not PLU can overcome this setback in this drive as Ingman comes out of the huddle and lines up as a wide receiver left of the formation. Weekly throws over the middle, has a receiver, looks like Barber, and a flag is down on 50 yards by Goreel Hudson on the kickoff.
We've got a 2nd and 32 or so.
2nd down, 32 to go for the PLU at the 40. A couple of penalties, and penalties have stifled the Lutes here in the early going as Ingman breaks from the huddle and will line up wide to the left side of the formation. Man in motion, Barnett through the backfield. Weekly will roll, now he drops, hit from behind, and down he goes at midfield. Looking to pass downfield, and he held on, and the Lutes now faced with 3rd down and 37, a loss of 5. A big play coming up for the Lutes if they can pick all this up in one shot. Weekly will work out of the shotgun. Man in motion through the backfield. It's Barnett to the near side. We have movement against the Lutes. There's the flag. Somebody started upfield early. Looks like Richardson. The play goes on. Weekly rolls to the left, and he is slammed to the turn. So the Lutes, after getting a 1st and 10 at the 22, lost 30 yards on penalties and sacks, and they are now faced with 4th down and 41 at their own 47-yard line. Weekly awaiting the snap. See if he can get a better punt off this time. This time he does. A nice hanging punt sends Glover back to his own 5-yard line. Turns there, heads back upfield. No room to go, and down he goes. Fumble on the play, and let's see who's got it. The ball's still loose. They're still scrambling for it. Now
5 seconds, and bodies were flying everywhere.
Avenue South. So the Lutes failed to come up with the break that time. Western will maintain possession, but they're deep. Sayre with a lone setback. 2 receivers left of the formation. He'll hand it off in the backfield and hit in the backfield and drop as he stretches forward to the line mark of the second quarter. Again, Western with the lead, 14-0. Couple of pass receptions in the end zone by Jeff Starr off the arm of Matt Sayre has given them the early lead. Sayre will drop, looking left. Has a completion, I should say, right. A twist by Corbin to get around one defender, Ruby.
And picked up an extra 5 yards or so. Nice 11-yard pickup by Corbin, and keeps his drive going.
So 1st and 10 at their own 24, hash mark right side. Trips to the left, the wide side of the field for Western. Lone setback. And they'll hand it off to Wagner over the right side. Tries to get around the defender that time. Brings up 2nd down and 2 for the Vikings. Kevin Palmore is in the game now as a wide receiver. He'll line up in the short side, the near side of the field. Hand off in the backfield. Wagner trying for the corner. Slips away from one tackle. And then Rusty Fritsch stopped.
Down, and Frisch came up and finished the job.
So it's a 1st down. The ball resting at the 41, hash mark right. Once again, trips to the left side of the formation. Lone setback. Wagner behind the quarterback, Sayre. Sayre with a long snap count. Hand off, Wagner up the middle, and he's hit again and on the ankles.
In the first couple possessions, they've mixed it up here the last couple possessions, and now in this possession, 5 out of the 6 plays, 4 out of the 5 have been on the ground. So a good mix offensively for the Vikings.
Receivers left and right of the formation. Sayre again, hand off. No, fake to Wagner in the backfield. Now throws down the middle. Receiver there is the Luke defender, Hilliker, but then catching up with a foot.
And PLU's defense really has to establish itself right now and stop this drive, get the ball back for the offense, and get them good field position.
So a big play here for the Lute defense. 3rd down and 8. Sayre will drop straight back. Has time, looking down the far sideline. Has a receiver off his fingertips, incomplete. Out of bounds into defense holds, and they force the punt as Clemenson will come in, the Curtis grad, to boom it away. Barnett awaits the punt down to our right at his own 15-yard line. The snap, and now the kick is away. A line drive, not as much hang time. In fact, a short kick will take a PLU bounce sideways at the 30-yard line, and that's where it will be down. So the Lutes will start off in decent field position if they can avoid some mistakes and see if they get the offense to end a losing streak to Pacific Lutheran here at Civic Field Stadium that dates back to 1966. In fact, since 1966, they have only beaten PLU one time. That was back in 1976 down in Tacoma. 2 receivers left of the formation to the wide side as the Lutes move right to left. Weekly maybe changing up at the line. He'll drop with a quick 2-step drop. Throws, has his tight end Burton, and he can't hold on. He tried to judge. Podcast is brought to you by your local Lutheran Brotherhood agent, including Don Colton in Puyallup. Call Don at 848-6400 for all your investment needs. 2nd down and 10, 2 setbacks behind the quarterback Weekly. 2 receivers to the wide side, the left side of the formation. We have a flag. We may have motion on PLU. Weekly gets the ball away, has it complete across the 40 to the 42. The ball resting at their own 42-yard line. Ingman and Richardson come to the wide side, the near side of the field. Richardson in a slot. Man in motion out of the backfield is Barnett to the near side. Weekly will drop. He'll roll to his left. Gets around the defense. He's going to keep it. He tucks it under. Across midfield into Western Territory as he slides safely.
It's that time 29 yards on 5 carries, and by far the leading rusher for the Lutes.
So PLU, last time they had the football, were able to get down to the 22 of the Vikings before they self-destructed with penalties. Again, out of the shotgun, Weekly takes the snap, has time, flag flies. Throw over the middle to Richardson, makes the completion down the near sideline, tries to hurdle over the defender Volkman, gets to the 30-49. It'll bring up 2nd down, or check that 1st down and 15. 2 receivers to the wide side of the field, the right side. Back split behind the quarterback. Now Barnett comes in motion towards the formation. Weekly has time, throws over the middle, throws it high and out of the reach.
Been upset with himself on that play, not making the catch, and it would have been a great catch if he made it. The defender hit him right at the same instant his hands touched the ball, and it fell incomplete.
So here we go, 2nd down. 2 backs split behind the quarterback. Weekly. Receivers left and right of the formation. Ingman to the short side, the left side of the field. Richardson to the wide side. Handoff straight to the middle. Plenty of room for Barnett as he crashes up.
Call to do so. Barnett with 9 yards on that carry.
So here comes 2nd down. Check that 3rd down and 4. Big play on this drive for the Lutes. They'll need to pick up the 1st down. To do so, they need to get to the 36-yard line of Western. Once again, out of the shotgun, Weekly sends Richardson in motion to the far side. He'll roll out to his left. He's going to keep it himself. Head straight upfield, dives forward, has the 1st down.
Mark Weekly is a guy that likes to run the ball, and give him the ball, and he'll usually get something out of it, regardless of what type of blocking he has. Had a lot that time and picked up 7.
Ben Meyer checks into the ball game for the first time for the Lutes. Lines up wide to the right side. Weekly drops straight back, deep drop. Now throws it across the middle to Barnett. Barnett eludes one defender, looking to get to the corner, and he will get dragged down back at the 40. They're going to lose 6 yards. See one of the offensive linemen for PLU heading to the sideline. That was Osborne. We'll check it. Coleman. Osborne comes back in. Once again, Weekly will be out of the shotgun. Rolls to his left, looking downfield, looking, throws, bullet pass to the 30-yard line, has his tight end, and pushed up forward. Looks like Olafson.
Bottom of that pile.
So the gain down to the 28-yard line means 3rd down and 5 line, where they had to punt it away when they were forced with 4th and 41.
Well, Weekly started 1 for 8. He's 4 for 6 on his last 6 attempts, and hoping on this 8th play of this drive he can keep it going.
Out of the shotgun with trips to the right side of the field. He's going to keep it himself. He heads upfield across the 25, and no sign of Mark Weekly dropping back into punt formation. Well, they wouldn't punt from this part of the field anyway, but I don't see Brent Anderson either, the field goal kicker. Weekly will be under center. 3 backs behind him. Barber, the fullback, just 2 yards behind him. Quarterback keeper Weekly will have it himself. He bangs it, and they're still driving that pile forward.
On the 10th play of this drive, they're now 1st and 10 on the Western 22.
Familiar territory for PLU. The last time they had the ball, they got this far before penalties led to a self-destruction. Weekly will keep it, drops back, gets pressure from behind, down he goes. On this drive, there was one earlier. Now they're faced after the sack with 2nd down and 15. Plenty of time here to go in the first half of play with the clock winding down toward the 3-minute mark. Here comes Barnett out of the backfield in motion to the near side. Weekly will take it, roll it to his left. Now he's looking into the end zone, has a receiver, and it's incomplete. We're going to get interference. No doubt about it. Sidelines, huddled up with his coaching staff. Frosty Westring across the way from us. The score here before halftime by PLU would put them, of course, right back in the ball game, and they would get the ball to start the second half. So here's Weekly again, 3 backs. Fakes to Richardson, looking into the end zone, has his tight end, Ingman, touchdown! Oh, he dropped the football.
You called it a touchdown. I thought it was a touchdown, but the fans started roaring, and we looked up, and the ball was on the ground, so apparently not.
Well, Kevin Ingman made a great play, laid his body out to try to bring that one in. It's 2nd down and 10 from the 12. The Lutes can get a first down without going into the end zone. Weekly drops back. Now he steps up in the pocket, throws, has a receiver. Touchdown, Lutes. This time they're in. It's 6 points. A line arm for a moment, but he stays in. We'll have to get you a number. The Lutes are wearing their road white uniforms, and he was turned to us to the side where we couldn't see the number. May have been Barnett. Mike will take a trip over to the official scores to check in on who exactly gets credit with the touchdown. Here's Brent Anderson with the extra point attempt. The kick is up, and the kick yarder from Mark Weekly to
Kevin Ingman.
He
dropped the first one, made sure he didn't drop this one. Goes 12 yards.
Stay mistake-free. They didn't totally eliminate mistakes. There were some penalties, a sack, but that time they eliminated enough of the mistakes that they could overcome them. Here's the kick by Anderson to the goal line. This is Glover, straight up the middle. Hit, and down he goes at the 13-yard line, and everybody... He may have twisted an ankle that time as he comes to the sideline just below us, helped off the field by one of his teammates. Up to the Lute defense now to protect their goal line with 2:36 to go. The Lute's looking blitz. Jolly on the line. It's deflected one more time. Or was it? No, it's caught.
8 yards and got the ball out of bounds. And for the Vikings, that might be the plan on this drive. Just some quick out passes, move it down, and get in field goal range.
Corbin comes to the short side of the field, the near side as they move left to right. Sayre will drop straight back, getting some pressure. Hit as he throws. It's incomplete. He overthrew the intended receiver. Ham with 2:26 to go. Maybe one of the more significant plays of the first half, an injury to quarterback Matt Sayre. He had to be helped to the sideline. Brian Howard will come in, the Vancouver, Washington native, a 6'2", 205-pound senior, will hand off straight up the middle. They're looking to get the first down.
1 interception, no touchdowns.
2:10 to go. The clock stopped to move the chains, and now it's rolled in half. And that's where we stand. Western has the ball at their own 26-yard line, 1st and 10, following the timeout. They'll send double receivers left of the formation to the wide side of the field. Howard, the quarterback, in for Sayre. Throws one up top, looking down the far sideline, and it's incomplete. No flat. Definitely not the arm of Matt Sayre, possessed by Howard, at least not on that pass. The senior out of Vancouver, Washington, brings his team up to the line of scrimmage, has one set back behind him, receivers left and right. The Lutes are jumping. They are offside. The flag, I think it was Robinson, as Brummel turns the corner on the near sideline and piled on.
Commit some of these mental errors and to be victims of dumb mistakes and penalties. So they'll have to shore those up and do a better job of that.
Triple receiver, left side, the wide side of the field. Howard drops back, straight back, getting some pressure, throws out in the flat near side, has the reception across the 35, diving out of bounds to stop.
On that play and kept the drive alive now with 1:29 to play.
And the chains do move across the field, 1st and 10, the ball at the 37-yard line of Western. Clock now will run as soon as the ball is snapped with 1:29 to go. Brummel out of the backfield in motion to the far side of the field, the wide side, the left side. Here's Howard, drops straight back. He's hit as he throws the ball over the middle, over the intended. He returned an onside kick, 40 yards against Oregon Tech in the second week of the season. Incomplete pass, stopped the clock, 1:25 to go. It's 2nd down and 10 for Western, leading 14-7. Howard has replaced Sayre at quarterback. Sayre with an injury. Option play. They pitch it to Brummel. Tries the right side, squeezes his way through a defender, then tripped up with an arm tackle. And don't have many left.
Now under a minute, and Western doesn't appear overly concerned with getting a play off quickly, and that surprises me, actually.
Again, triple receivers, left of the formation, the wide side of the field. The Lutz looking blitz. Here's the snap. Here they come. Pressure, throw over the middle, and he just throws that one over everybody. He's got pressure by Robinson. They move it up to their own 45-yard line. Clemenson has actually had a bad kick here earlier in the first half. The Lutz would like to see another one go off the side of his foot. Barnett is back at his own 20, down to our right, ready, awaiting to return. The Lutz with 9 on the line. They've blocked a couple. Here's a nice line drive kick. This is going to come up to the short man, Fritsch. Fritsch gets away at the 30, to the 40, still on his feet, across the 45, up near midfield. That's 17 on the return by.
And he caught it, went 17 yards, and Lutz have it in midfield.
The Lutz quickly get the offense up to the line of scrimmage. It's 1st and 10 with 31 seconds to go. Richardson in motion. Weekly out of the shotgun. Drops back, has time. Now gets pressure, rolls out to his right. On his feet, looking deep downfield. Has a couple of receivers in double coverage. Throws. It's caught! Intercepted!
Rich. A free safety from Anchorage, Alaska. Junior. Weekly showed off a pretty good arm, but I'm not sure if the pass was advanced.
Will have it at their own 3-yard line. So Rusty Frisch of PLU with a good return on the punt. And then Fritsch for Western, no relation, with the interception down at the 4. And they will just run out the clock as Howard will just keep it on the quarterback sneak up the middle. So here we are, 9 seconds on the clock. This could be the last play of the first half. Howard will take it himself. Quarterback sneak just follows his center. No fumble on the play. That should do it here. After falling behind 14-0 in the first quarter, have come from behind to goal line. Anderson waiting for the official signal. He has it. He approaches. The kick is high. This one is short, coming down at about the 15-yard line. Picked off there on the near hash mark by Volkman. Heads up the sideline to the 25. Bottled up there and driven down. Matt Sayre. Matt injured late in the first half. Receivers left and right of the formation. Again, a single setback behind the quarterback, Howard. 1st and 10. Howard, handoff in the backfield. This is Brummel across the 30 up to about the 31. A gain of about to make the tackle for Pacific Lutheran. Gain of 5 brings up the 2nd down, and they'll make it a 6-yard gain, so it's 2nd down and 4. Ball hash mark left. Quick drop, throw into the flat, has the receiver. This is Starr, makes the reception. Forward to the 30 and is at the 38-yard line. Hash mark right side. 2 receivers break from the huddle. They will come to the wide side, the left side of the formation. Meek in a slot, flanked by Starr. Lone setback, Brummel behind the quarterback, Howard. Howard with a long count. Step back, handoff, Brummel. Brummel over the left side, checked at the right side. Breaks away down the sideline. One man to beat. He gets past him. He's down the sideline to the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Steve Brummel. 60-yard run. New holder, Howard, will spot the ball down at the 10. The kick is up. Plenty of leg. It is good. Half of play. It's 21-7. The Vikings over the Lutz. We'll be back.
74 yards in 3 plays. The 62-yarder, of course, by Brummel, and the Lutz need to get something going right away.
Volkman has it teed up. A short, high kick coming down to Fritsch, the short man at the 22. Head straight upfield to the 25, the 30-yard line, and down right there. 1st and 10 for the Lutz. The ball is at the 32-yard line. Weekly, the last man into the huddle for the Lutz, has the play call from the sideline. The Lutz can strike as quickly, but they've had problems getting the offense on track here so far in the ball game. Let's see if they can get things going in the second half much quicker than they did in the first half. Receivers left and right, back split behind Weekly. Long snap count by the quarterback. The sophomore hands off to Barber. Barber breaks 3 across the 40 to the 4.
9 yards and 2nd and 1 now.
Richardson comes from the huddle. He'll line up wide to the right of the field. Backs once again are split behind the quarterback, Weekly. The sophomore out of Rogers High School in Puyallup calling signals for PLU. Handoff over the right side. They cut forward. They're close to a 1st down.
One thing about PLU coach teams, they will not panic. They'll take their time and take 8 or 9 minutes and try and put the ball in the end zone.
First and 10, Weekly on the carry himself. The Lutes quite a few times in the first half were faced with second and third and long. Here it is second down and 11. Two receivers to the short side, the right side of the field. And a whistle on the play. Their first drive of the second half after Western took the opening kick here of the second half and moved it smartly 74 yards, getting 62 on a touchdown run by Steve Brummel. Here's Barnett in motion. Weekly rolls to his left. Has some time. Now he gets pressure, throws it down the middle. He has a receiver, Barnett, off of the fingertips of the defender.
Wasn't intercepted. It's now 3rd and 10.
So once again, the Lutes are faced with a 3rd and long situation. Weekly will send Burton wide to the right side of the formation. Ingman goes left. 3rd down and 11. Here's Richardson in motion to the near side. Weekly drops straight back. Has some time, looks. Now he gets pressure. He's flushed out of the pocket, rolls to the left. Now he's looking across the middle of the field, has a receiver. It's intercepted and dropped on the play. Incomplete pass. Lutes will have to punt it away. Weekly will do the honors. Meek back to receive the punt along with Corbin standing down to our right at their own 20-yard line. High snap, Weekly pulls it down, the punt is off, another high boomer hanging up high, a fair catch called for and made up at the 29.
Weekly, and again the PLU defense is going to be forced to try and prevent the Vikings from
an injury to the left leg, could have been a knee or an ankle. He was helped off the field, we have not seen him since. Instead, it's Brian Howard, the senior out of Vancouver, Washington, with a lone setback behind him, receivers left and right of the formation. First and 10 from their own 29, moving right to left. Howard on the quarterback keeper, over the left side, up towards...
Tom, you talked about how effective Howard would be, and although he's probably not the same quarterback that Sayre is, he did letter last year. He has seen action in 2 games this year, so he certainly is not a rookie out there.
A while since we've heard from Jeff Starr, who caught the 2 touchdown passes in the first half. Here's the quick hitter, almost intercepted by the Lutes. Defense needing to come up with a big play here to stop the Western offense and get that football back into the hands of their offense. Double receivers to the wide side, the right side of the field. Lone setback once again behind the quarterback Howard. Howard will drop, 2-step drop. Lobs one down the sideline looking for Starr. Incomplete. Good coverage on the play by Brody Loy, and he crashes into the sideline into the for 6-3. So Clemenson's back into punt. Barnett is back at his own 25-yard line. Awaiting the snap at his 20, Clemenson. Lutes with a rush on, a nice high hanging punt back to the 20-yard line. Barnett heads to the outside, has some room, now up the middle of the field to the 30, breaks back to the outside, still on his feet across the 40, up to the 41-yard, deep into Viking territory. Now they have the ball at their own 41, following
21-yard return by Barnett. Now of only 24, and the Lutes have great field position on their own 41-yard line.
Here's Richardson to the wide side, the right side of the field, the near side of the formation. Backs are split behind the quarterback Weekly with the in flanking the formation to the left side, the short side. Handoff goes straight up the middle in to the hands of O'Neill's Markets, including their store at 40th and Pacific. O'Neill's features great buys on all Coca-Cola products, including Diet Coke. Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke and O'Neill's Markets. So here are the Lutes faced with a 2nd down and 12 after that loss of 2. Weekly fakes the handoff in the backfield, shows a short pass into the flat in the near sideline, has a receiver across the 50.
And they're in Viking territory.
Up until tonight, we hadn't seen much of Barber as a receiver. He has been doing the bulk of the ball carrying out of the backfield for PLU this season, but he's caught a few here this evening. He picks up the first down, gets the ball into Viking territory at the 47, hash mark right. The Lutes in their traveling whites, moving left to right. Weekly on the option, still on the roll. Fakes the pitch. Maybe he should have pitched. Now he's trying to get away. He does. Cuts back across the grain back to the other side. Might have been safer had he pitched out to Barnett, the trailing back on the play. As it was, he had to try to cut back against the grain and turn it around and go the other way. But the quick defensive pressure by Western prevented that. Weekly now on the keeper himself. He's in trouble in the backfield, and he gets away from one, but there are a host of other Viking players there. And the Lutes once again are in 3rd down and long. It's 3rd and 20. The ball is sitting at their own 43. They have to get to the 36, 37-yard line of Western. Out of the shotgun. Weekly sends Barnett in motion through the formation to the wide side, the left side of the field. He'll take the snap. He'll roll to his right, to his left. Throws in and out of the hands of a wide-open receiver. on the play.
That ball slipped through his fingers. He just kind of lowered his head and said, how did I drop that one? So 4th and 20, this drive's going to end after this punt.
So with 7:25 to go in the third quarter, the Lutes will punt it away. Corbin is back at his own 20, awaiting the punt by Weekly, another high hanger. Corbin will call for the fair catch, and he makes it at the 21. 21-7 our score. The Vikings leading, an upset in the making at this point. Ball is resting in the middle of the field at the 21-yard line of the Vikings, down to our right in their home blue and gray, moving right to left. Brummel out of the backfield in motion to the far side of the field. Triple receivers to the left side. The pass comes into the man in motion. That time Corbin.
7, so the Lutes are going to have to wrap him up a little better.
Well, now they're going to spot the ball back closer to the 31-yard line. It's going to be a third down, or second down and short for Western. The handoff to Brummel going around the corner, and he may have short. They come up, I think, luckily getting back to the line of scrimmage. So here's 3rd and 1. They'll send 3 receivers to the wide side, the right side of the formation. And the Lutes on a blitz. The pitch back in the backfield. Brummel gets away from the defender, and he'll get the first down up to the 34-yard line. Somebody hit and picks up the first down to the 34. 1st and 10. The Vikings keep the drive moving. Jeff Starr will come wide, left of the formation. Again, Brummel is the lone setback behind Howard. He'll take a quick 2-step drop, slant in pattern to Starr. Travel, go see Dorothy or Kathy, or better yet, give them a call at 535-1600. Parkland Travel, proud Century 2 Lute sponsors. 2nd down, 10. The ball is at the 34-yard line of the Vikings. They have possession. Another slant in pattern. This one, Lute's defense will have to rise to the occasion and stop the Viking offense. This time they'll send 2 receivers to the left of the formation. Jimmy Gray is in a slot. Lone setback is Brummel. Howard drops back, throws over the middle. He has a receiver, completed pass up at the loop.
You got to give credit to the Vikings. They're making the big plays on both offense and defense, and they've got another drive going here.
Once again, double receivers to the left side, the wide side of the field. Gray is in a slot of Starr. Lone setback, Brummel behind the quarterback, Howard. Lutz looking blitz. Here comes Goodman. Handoff over the right side. Oh, and a powerful hit. 2nd down and 4 with 4:34 and counting remaining here in the third quarter. The Lutz trail it by 14, 21-7. 2 receivers left of the formation. Gray in a slot with Starr out wide. Lone setback behind the quarterback. The lone setback, Wagner. He has the football straight up the middle. And he's still going down to the
fumble.
25. The ball is loose on the owns control of this football game. They are passing the ball. They're running the ball right now. The Lutz defense again backed up here. Howard will drop straight back. Looking downfield, looking into the end zone. Has double receivers. This one is overthrown out of the end zone. And the closest
statistics, he's 2 for 7 now in the second half.
Looks like actually it was Brody Lloyd defensively for the Lutz on the play. I think Starr was the intended receiver, but he would have run out of the back of the end zone had he been able to get to the football. Here's Wagner in motion out of the backfield to the near side. Long count by Howard. Quick 5-step drop, gets pressure, throws, has a reception. This is the tight end Hamlin. Hamlin across the 15, down to the 4 clock. They reset with the first down, and the clock moves with 3:36 and counting. No drop-off here in the second half with Brian Howard at the controls replacing Matt Sayer. Senior leadership at the quarterback spot for Western. Lone setback is Wagner. Dropping straight back, and down he goes. Fumble on the play. The Lutz have recovered.
To get these Lutz back in this ball game.
Well, how Howard did not see him coming on that play that the Lutz need. They get the turnover at the 3:16 mark of the third quarter. The ball is at the 22-yard line, their own 22. They'll move left to right. Weekly at the controls with 2 backs behind him. Tight formation, ball hash mark, left side, man in motion, Richardson to the near side. Weekly will drop back, pressure up the middle, escapes the pressure, steps up in the pocket. Now he's got some room, up the middle, across the 25, up to the 30-yard line. A gain of about 8. If you iron out your financial plans, Jake's your Lutheran Brotherhood agent in Gig Harbor. You can give him a call. The number is 851-7830. Lutheran Brotherhood, proud sponsors of Lute football on KLAY. Richardson to the left of the formation. The handoff, though.
Enough time with a full quarter left for PLU to get two scores and get back in the game and even go on top.
Clock continues to run as we approach the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Barnett will line up as a receiver right of the formation, the wide side of the field. The pitch back is to Barber. Barber gets around the corner up to the 40, sprints his way up over the top of coaching staff. Now he's back in the huddle.
Barber unofficially with 24 yards on 6 carries, well below his average of 55, and that speaks well to the job that the Viking defense has done tonight.
Ball hash mark right side. Weekly with split backs behind him. Richardson lines up wide and as a receiver to the short side of the field. Handoff. Barnett. Barnett stood up, but he bent from the sidelines. Doug Burton will leave the huddle for the Lutes and make his way to the PLU bench. Richardson and Ingman break from the huddle, and they will line up wide left. Ingman in a slot. Back split behind the quarterback. Here's Richardson in motion. Fake the handoff to Barnett. Pressure. Throws it down the sideline to Hill. Hill was held up at the 40-yard line. 15 or 1st and 20 had they elected to take the penalty. That shows you how much confidence Rob Smith has in the way his defense is playing here this evening. Ingman will line up wide left to the wide side of the field. Backs behind the quarterback. Or check that. It's actually Weekly who is in the shotgun as he sent Barnett in motion. He'll roll to his left, looking downfield. Now he throws, has a receiver. Reaching out is Ingman, makes the reception up across the 50. He will not see another play in the third quarter, as there is the clock expiring to bring us to the end of our third period of play. Back in Bellingham, where the Lutes are faced with a big third down play. The ball is resting hash mark left side. It's at the 48-yard line of Pacific Lutheran. They need to get to the 44 of Western for a first down. Alex Hill will flank the formation wide to the right side. Richardson in motion to the far side. Out of the shotgun, Weekly has some time, throws over the middle, has a reception. He hits his tight end, Alex Hill, breaks to the outside, across the 40.
A ball on the catch and got about 3 or 4 yards on his own, and they're back in Viking territory, first down.
Remember, Alex Hill separated his shoulder in the first game of the season against Linfield. This is his first game since then. Tight formation for the Lutes. Misdirection play. Weekly has some time now to getting pressured. Rolls out to his right. Looking downfield. Has a man streaking to the end zone. This is Hill in the end zone off of his fingertips. But he was turning back for it in the end zone. And it came up a little short. Falls incomplete. Stops the clock with just about 14 minutes remaining. 21-7. Vikings on top. Weekly getting his offensive unit set as he sends receivers now wide left rather than to the short side of the field. Bad snap, picks it up off of his shoelaces, gets pressured in the backfield, looking, throws over the middle, has a reception in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. It's completed the pass to Alex Hill for the first down. It's a little bit longer this time, 3rd down and 10. They need to get to about the 32-yard line of Western as Ingman comes wide left to the wide side of the field. Richardson in a slot. 2 backs as Weekly will work out of the shotgun. Gets pressure straight up the middle. Down he goes. The linebacker was there. Linton Hyde.
They're back at midfield, 4th and 22, and they have to punt the ball.
Impressed with the speed of this Western Washington defense as Weekly will punt. Meek and Corbin are back ready to receive. Another nice kick. Fair catch called for. The 2 defenders bang into each other. The ball is loose. Who's got it? The Lutes say they have it. They do. PLU recovers. A big break. Their only touchdown so far tonight. Weekly in the huddle. 1st and 10. 12:56 remaining. Plenty of time to go here in our ball game. Back split behind the quarterback. Formation strong right. Fakes the pitch. Now he throws it. Richardson halfback pass. He's got a receiver. Barnett, touchdown Lutz.
Oh,
a diving catch in the end zone. There for the Lutz, John Heller, offensive tackle out of Olympia, quickly to get on the field. Now another whistle blows. Of tricks this time as they go for the 2-point conversion. Alex Hill and Ben Meyer break from the huddle. They will line up wide of the formation to the wide side, the right side of the field, and it's Meyer in a slot breaking into the end zone. He catches it for the 2-point conversion.
Slot cut across on the right side, and Weekly just
ran into each other and fumbled the football. Line drive kick by the Lutz. Picked up off the shoe tops at the 10-yard line by Glover. He has some room down the sideline across the 30, the 35, and knocked out of 29 yards. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Down to our left, moving left to right. Howard is still at quarterback, has triple receivers left of the formation to the wide side of the field. The lone setback is Brummel. He'll get the handoff, bounces over the right side, and heads upfield. Right. Corbin will line up to the short side of the field. Double receivers to the left side with Meek in a slot with Starr flanked out wide. Again, Brummel is the lone setback behind Howard. He'll get it on the delayed handoff over the left side. Hit and bang, down he goes. In the backfield, it was 6. The ball at the Viking 48. Western has possession. The quarterback, Howard, with the receivers left and right. Again, one setback. Brummel, deep in the backfield, will get the handoff, looking for the first down. Tripped up, it'll be close. He'll boot it away. High spiraling kick will send him back to his 5. Makes the catch at the 10. Spins up, gets away, still on his feet. He fumbled the football. It's loose. Recovered by the Vikings. Let's see who's got the football. Doc Pyle at the 5.
Up on the bottom of the pile with the ball, and the Lutz have it back, although
5 yards, but at least they have possession to do it. One receiver wide of the formation to the left side. Ball is on the hash mark right side. Weekly with a long count, shifts his backs behind him. They're split. Handoff, Barber. Barber tries the left side, breaks up close to the 10, still on his feet, and then gets horse-collared. And
don't be surprised if they do.
2nd down and 5. They'll need to get just across the 15 for a first down. One back behind the quarterback, Weekly. He will roll out to his right. Looking, throws over the middle. Has a receiver. Looks like Alex Hill it is. Hill has the first down. Their side. They trailed at one point 14-0. They trailed again 21-7. They scored a touchdown and added a 2-point conversion. It's 21-15. The defense stopped the Western offense. They have the football back and are trying to drive 95 yards for the go-ahead score. Weekly on the roll. Left side, throws back the other way. Has a reception. Flag on the play. We may have a penalty against the Lutz. Down the sideline, it's Hill. He's finally tripped up across midfield to the 45. Let's check the fin. And he caught the ball and hit it downfield, and sometime after that pass was thrown, Weekly got waylaid by a defender. That was the personal foul. 1st and 10. Misdirection handoff straight at the middle. Barber with both hands wrapped around 8. The ball at the 28 in the middle of the field. Ingman and Richardson will flank the formation to the left side. Richardson in a slot out of the backfield. Barber in motion to the near side. Lone setback. Shovel pass intended for Barnett. It will be an incomplete pass because it was with Frosty Westering. Now he's back in the huddle. I would imagine that this is 2-down territory for the Lutz, even with just under 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. They trail by 6. Barnett in motion out of the backfield. Weekly rolling, throws back against the grain. Again, it's to Hill. Hill gets a nice block down the sideline, diving forward, short of the first down by about 2 or 3 yards. Or at the Western 24-yard line. The Western fans below us are on their feet. 2 backs behind the quarterback, Weekly. Takes the handoff, throws, has a reception. He's falling forward. Did he get enough yardage for the first down? Oh, up an inch short of a first down. Now the Lute defense will have to rise to the occasion again. Kings, he replaced Matt Sayre late in the first half. Sayre out with a leg injury. Corbin and Meek will line up wide left of the formation with Meek in a slot. Ball sitting hash mark left. Lutz looking blitz. Here they come. Whistles blow. Football on KLAY. First down, 15. The ball is now back at the 15-yard line. Again, 2 receivers to the wide side, the right side of the formation. Meek in a slot. Fake pump by the quarterback. Howard throws down the middle of the field, has a receiver. It's intercepted by Rusty Fritsch at the 40. Heads up the sideline. He's tackled from behind at the 35. The Lutz have the And what a time for this one.
And what a time for a pass play on first down. I mean, granted, you love it, but certainly question that call.
He had Meek sprinting down the middle of the field, but he was being sandwiched in by a couple of defenders, and Fritsch, playing center field, stepped in front of the pass and picked it off, returned it 5 yards. The Lutes have it 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line of Western. Pitch right side, Barber. Barber cuts up field, gets away from one tackler, gets forward, loose ball, fumble, and his Lute teammates are right there to pick Mike Barber off the ground. Basically turns out to be about a 10-yard gain, 10, 15-yard gain for Western.
Shane Volkman on the recover, I believe, for the Vikings.
Again, double receivers right side. Corbin in a slot. Handoff, Brummel heads up field. Knocked down as he crossed.
Drive and get the ball back and try and put it in the end zone.
2nd down and 4, or check that, 2nd down and 6. They give him a gain of 4. 6.5 minutes remaining. 2 receivers to the short side, the left side of the field. Brummel is the lone setback. Howard on the option. He'll keep it himself, hit in the backfield and bounced forward. Will have to stiffen up here. It's 3rd down and 4. Big play coming up for the big play Lute defense. Man in motion out of the backfield. Brummel to the short side, the near side of the field. 2 receivers left. Howard drops straight back. Looking. Escapes one would-be tackler. Pump fake. Hit. Driven down. He's close to 21-15 our score. Pacific Lutheran trails by 6. They missed a golden opportunity moments ago when they intercepted the pass, but fumbled it back to Western on the ensuing 1st down. Triple receivers. Left side. Handoff. Brummel straight up field. Carries it across the
series of plays and probably just keep the ball on the ground unless they're forced to throw it. Of course, if you can pick up 3 or 4 yards like they did on the first carry, they may just continue to keep the ball on the ground. 2nd
down and 6. The Vikings are trying to end years of frustration against PLU, both on the road and at home, but more so at home. It's been since 1966 since the Vikings have beaten the Lutes here at home. Tripped up in the backfield and dropped for the 45. Jim Combs, the center out of Spanaway Lake, leads the offense up to the line of scrimmage for Western. Double receivers, left side, wide side of the field. 1 to the short side. Brummel's the lone setback. 3rd down and 8. Big play coming up. Brummel in motion. Out of the backfield. To the far side. Long snap count. Howard drops. 2-step drop. Looking over the middle. Incomplete. Off the fingertips.
Things really didn't hurt themselves too bad, although they certainly would have wanted to keep the drive alive, but they did eat off more than 3 minutes in that drive.
So PLU will get the football back on the punt. Clemenson. Robinson comes up the middle looking for the punt block. Comes up short, but it's a short kick. Fritsch will get it at the 30. Heads to the far sideline. Oh, he was a step away from going, but the Lutes are in pretty good field position. They are 63 yards away from Lutes. Have played virtually error-free here in the 2nd half when compared with their 1st half, as Ingman comes wide to the left side of the formation, the wide side of the field. Double setbacks behind the quarterback. Weekly. Deep drop. Pass over the middle. He has Barnett. Barnett still on his feet. Gets a couple of yards. Maybe back to the line of with 3:20 and counting left. And the noise level jumps up a decibel or 2 here on the Viking sideline. Weekly slipped and fell. They're going to spot him down back at the... Said that his knee touched back at the 14. Make it to 13, and it's now 3rd and 34. 2.5 and counting. The Lutes in deep trouble as Richardson in motion. Weekly with time, still with time, throws down the far sideline. This one is over the head of the intended receiver on the coverage. No indication yet of what Western wants one. At least they're indicating so by not sending a safety back to receive the kick. Glover, their league-leading punt returner, is up at the line of scrimmage. Volkman is up about the 25-yard line, so nobody back. They're coming after this one. Try to seal this victory right now. Bad snap, bad hop, gets it to Weekly. He'll just boom this one over everybody's head. It'll bounce and roll for the Lutes. Inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. Yards on 3 plays. And then saw PLU strike once again and then complete the 2-point conversion And then a series of turnovers here just minutes ago that may have determined this football game. The Lutz looking blitz. Here they come. Up the middle. Handoff. Nope. The quarterback going to keep it himself. Rolling out to the right. Has the sideline. Gets down the sideline. Eludes one would-be tackler. Then bounded down into the ground by to this game. For the first 3 quarters or such, with the exception of a drive at the end of the first half and a couple of promising drives here in the second half. Only one they were able to put into the end zone. Here it is, 2nd down and 5 for Western. The ball at their own 48. Lutz looking blitz. Here they come, handoff. This is Brummel, down he goes. It may have been lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Imagine that if they don't get the first down here, that Western will take as much time off the clock as they can when they go into punt and maybe even take the penalty.
Exactly.
But right now, the importance of this is trying to pick up the first down, and for the Lutz to stop the first down. Pressure on the play, incomplete pass. That will stop the clock.
Expect a host of Lutz to be going in on this punt.
They've got 9 up on the line. Let's check and see where Robinson is. He's right over the center on this play. He has blocked one. Here's the snap. Here they come. He gets it away. A short kick. Barnett will check that. Fritsch will call for the fair catch up at the touchdown, and they have just under 1 minute in which to move downfield. The Lutz will not. 1st and 10. The Viking faithful in front of us are on their feet, urging on their defense. The Lut faithful across the way are on their feet as well. Weekly has time, looking over the middle, has his receiver cutting downfield, makes the reception. He's on his feet. He could be gone. Aaron Tang to the 10, the 5, touchdown Lutz. Oh, can you believe it? Can you believe it? Aaron comes by Brent Anderson out of the hold of Weekly at the 10-yard line with 42 seconds left. Can you believe it? The Lutz mastery over Western may continue. What a game. Here comes the important extra point. The snap, it's down, the kick is up, it is good. The Lutz lead it, seconds left.
And the PLU sideline is going absolutely bananas right now.
And indeed they should. That's right, the game is not over. Remember, Jeff Starr has caught 2 touchdown passes. He has some speed. High kick. Hang time will get it down to the 5. Here comes Glover up the field, heads to the sideline, and down he goes. Tang get down to the 34 to be in his range. That's about 30 yards, 35 yards away. Corbin will line up to the short side. Starr and Meek go left. Meek in a slot. One set back behind the quarterback, Howard. Lutz coming on the blitz. Rolling out to his left is Howard. Fake pump, throws deep downfield. It's going to be caught! Oh my, the Lut defense run. They are in field goal range. They'll throw it into the dirt to stop the clock.
Into the line, and Howard just threw the ball down to stop the clock now with 25 seconds. And it's 2nd down, and they're just about in field goal range right now.
Don't know if they can afford to throw any passes here. With no timeouts remaining, the Lutz jump. They are offside unless they were drawn offside. Here's the throw into the end zone for Meek. Intercepted by the Lutz. He's down at the 5. Now let's check the flag. Were they offside or were they drawn? 44-yarder. Clock will run as soon as the ball is snapped. It is running now. 10 seconds, 9. This could be the final play of the game. I'm not sure Western realizes what's going on. Here's the throw across the middle. It's caught. That's the game. The Lutz will win. The Lutz will win.
I don't know exactly what happened. They're
Western assumed that the clock was dead.